level. So far in that first half, Yuskaita understood what her expectation and role was in that one.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be interesting. You already see Fever want to get down low and get the ball in Aaliyah Boston's hands.
Here's Billings, 4 on the shot clock, checks it, turns.
The offense, and that's the attack mode.
Mitchell had that stripped. Sykes going the other way. Mitchell grabbing at her face. On the bounce, Conde comes back to Sykes. In the paint, hanging, gets that to give an update. We will get it to you as soon as we have one. Clark from behind 3. Billings, how about the effort? And they're gonna get a whistle.
Billings, you kind of trying to box out Billings, but Billings did a great job of just getting up.
Clark to the corner, gets it back for Billings. Into the paint, whistle and a foul. Here again, make sure your voice is heard for this year's WNBA All-Star voting, presented by Ally. You can scan the QR because you need fumbling for the button.
Well, Yuskaita went out with her 4th foul. So that is big when you look at Julie Alamán, also not with the team.
Ahead by 2. 16 points on the ball game. Clark trying to answer, doesn't.
Players have an edge, and you look on the lower right-hand screen, corner of the screen, you have to have that chip on your shoulder.
Here's Billings in the corner. That one's off the mark. Clark the rebound. Here's Hull off the window with tied at 57. Mabry, side Benley, baseline layup. Clark attacking on the bounce to Mitchell, and Mitchell
In the dribble, so you'll see control the dribble. She looks away. She saw Kelsey Mitchell start to attack and undercut whether or not you get the ball, and I think that's why it works so well with those two.
Out of the blue with it.
Well, she's so quick. When she goes backdoor, even coming off the screen, we talked about that earlier, she is a player that is hard to guard because you never know what she's going to do.
In fact, Benley able to control that pass from Mabry. 10 on the shot clock. Mabry. Foul line jumper doesn't go. Game for Aaliyah Boston. Here she is, stretching from distance. That one looks good.
AB stepped right into that shot.
On the shot clock here for Toronto. And Slim as we head to break.
The homestand continues this Thursday night with the Atlanta Dream return to town.
One thing that Coach Rondello talked about is, hey, we have to have the next player up, and thankfully for them, when Kiki Rice went down, they had situations that every coach has to deal with it to some extent. And
5-point lead for the Fever, 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Hui into the ball game with 6 on the shot clock here for the Tempo. Attacking. Finger roll doesn't go. Boston up the floor. Here's Cunningham.
And I think this also goes back to role players, knowing your role. And Kelsey Mitchell right on cue. Not on cut, just so hard to, you know it's coming. You just can't guard it.
Aaliyah Boston averages just under 3 assists a game. And you saw a beautiful one there. Cross-court pass. Here's Pui. 4 on the shot clock. Conde. A calming shot.
By the tempo and just moving the ball.
Clark, little hesitation. Behind the back reverse layup. Isn't going to go, but...
Kelsey Mitchell's always in position for that backdoor cut. You stay set, and she is going to blow right by you. And just another look at it, but just so good at just going backdoor, being able to
play with it and not allow teams back into games.
Well, there's sometimes you play not to lose instead of playing to win, and I think that's just what she meant.
And a tie-up.
Right place at the right time, and we got this from Sophie as far as role players. That's what she's had to do too, but I think she's also been able to be a good leader.
Here's Clark, kick out Boston. Can she make it 2 in a row? That one off the mark.
That's what she's had to do too, but I think she's also been able to be a good leader.
Here's Clark, kick out Boston. Can she make it 2 in a row? That one off the mark.
Everybody is on their feet, but Sophie Cunningham, yet another knockdown three.
They're trying to figure out how to close this one out. Yes, it's only the third quarter, but you
can have with the defensive intensity have been.
Mabry, mid-range.
This second half with the defensive intensity have been.
Mabry, mid-range jumper go. 10 on the shot clock here for Toronto. In the corner, Key. Hui, the offensive rebound. And here's Mitchell trying to turn the corner. Clark. Mitchell gets it back, foul line jumper, that goes. 12-point lead, their biggest of the ball game. Conde off the kick. The answer. Cunningham works off Hines Allen. Lines it up and knocks it down.
Having a game right now is an understatement because she is feeling it. Knocking down shots, just the way she's knocking it down.
In the quarantine on the ball game, as you mentioned. And a whistle and a foul.
Then I felt like there was some opportunity that she kind of missed just by trying to move the ball, but it's good to.
They trail by 9 here with just over 2 minutes to go in this third quarter, Toronto.
Definitely. You look over at the bench, 3 players available to sub in. You got to learn how to use the minutes and use these bodies wisely.
Mitchell, even 2 points. Nurse coming back. And Kia Nurse gonna head to the free throw line.
You don't really, like, you talk about it throughout the game, but other players are scoring in the meantime.
Smooth and quiet. But for people watching that might not, they're like 25. Mitchell.
Well, it's smooth and quiet because you don't really put a lot of attention. Like Sophie Cunningham knocks down the shot, the crowd goes crazy, and it's wild in here. Another backdoor cut.
Up the floor. Cunningham works off Hines Allen again. That one's off the mark. Key with the rebound to play in the quarter. Nurse. A turnover there by Hines Allen. Kicks it. Johnson. That's off the mark. Here's Yuskaita and Hui. Working in the 2-player game. Hui to the basket. And team of Hui's
flow.
This is the first one coming forward. We saw it with Julie Allman, as you mentioned. As this Toronto team continues to try to 82-73 lead here for the Fever. 14 on the shot clock for Mitchell. Turn in the corner. Kicks it in the corner. Here's Hines Allen, baseline. Kick out, Cunningham. Yes! Mabry, 4 seconds from half. And that leaves time to watch.
I don't think Sophie's gonna miss out on an opportunity. You saw at halftime, right after that, right after the buzzer, she hit that 3 out of breath, but she's still ready.
For the tempo, Harris Lawson, Tamika Catchings, Megan McPeak with you on a Tuesday evening. So glad to be with you from Circle City. Here she is again.
As you say, getting her feet set, coming off the screen. I don't know how you go under on Sophie Cunningham right now, the way she's shooting the ball.
Here's Harrison to answer. Off the mark, Hines Allen. Big rebound. Johnson pushing. Working with Boston. Hines Allen. Kick back. Mitchell, quick take. That one doesn't. And a miscue there.
To stay connected, but when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
New season high for Sophie Cunningham, up to 20 on 6 of 7 from distance. Here's Clark. Got by the defense, met by.
Hit a brick wall. Kia Nurse goes up. She's definitely not set.
Number 22.
Yeah, 7 for 11 right now. Rhythm. She just got back in the game, so trying to get her feet underneath her.
Here's Nurse. And a whistle and a foul on Boston. A miscue there with Mabry. Mabry, though, keeps it alive for Toronto. And Yushkaida attacking. Misses that one as for 11. Cunningham thought about it. This time attacks. Kicks. Extra one to Clark. Off the mark. Conde. Into the hands of Clark. That one's off the mark. Harrison inside. Boston. TV schedule tomorrow. Some huge games on our doubleheader Wednesday. Harrison 1 year for the Fever. Clark works off Boston, 10 on the shot clock. And a deflection as...
Hey.
Seven on the shot clock, Boston back with it. Here's Clark. And they're gonna get Boston on the illegal screen. Conde had it stripped by flowing up the floor. Poked away from behind by Conde, but Billings is with it. Lob inside to Boston as she lays it up and in.
Said, you know what? But we got to figure it out.
And Yushkaida's going to get called for a travel. I'm also in
the open look, but also you have to look at the Fever have switched up their defense, and they are playing at a different level, and I think that plays in.
before lead here. And a back cut there. Update on Alman. It is a headache. So we wish her well as Sykes as Clark got that leg.
Caitlin Clark.
Here's Yushkaida going into the body of Clark, gonna give her the bucket.
Away from her, but she imposed her will on this and just taking Caitlin Clark straight to the basket.
And it's only a 13-point ball game with just under 6 to play. This is well within reach.
Well, Toronto too, they're a team that's never gonna give up, and I think that's, but there's also charities that are getting money from this, so I think that's a big part. Is yes, you want to win, you want to
win, and that is your charity. So even though the East team has been decided upon in the New York Liberty, these games still matter today and tomorrow for everyone involved as the nation. Here's Clark attacking, left that short. That one too strong off the window. Timpson the rebound. Clark working with Billings. Clark gets it back with 7 on the shot clock. And a whistle. Mitchell. Timpson, baseline cut. Too strong on the finish. Back tap. Conde attacking, count the bucket, and the foul. Maria Conde.
Down, but she saw Caitlin Clark in front of her. Nobody else behind, and that's a good drive. You got to get points, and you got to get points fast. So a good drive to the basket.
On WNBA on USA postgame presented by Ford coming up next. As Mitchell gets the free throw, ball game, 20 points off the bench, a new season high, her career high. We were trying to figure this out. Shing for the Fever.
The Fever not letting up, and they are still continuing to try to get up and down the floor. That keep the lead and keep going forward instead of slowing down the pace and playing to not lose games.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Mabry 3 off the mark. Benlay the rebound. Her shot left short. Cunningham comes up with the rebound.
This may get in the game later, but I think it's really trying to get the flow and make sure that the lineup that they have.
The seat, Nurse returns. To win rather than play the way they had been as of late. As a foul's called, Pui gets the whistle. And Clark to Billings. You always talk about Clark's scoring, but the vision and IQ, it has been. Pui into the body of Billings, it sends the fever back the other way. Clark, kick out to Johnson. Back to Clark. Sends it to Hall for the lay-in.
Defense.
On the shot clock here for Toronto. 2:35 to play in this fourth quarter. Bowie. Now Cunningham. Over to Hall. Cunningham on the follow and the finish. 94 by 50, if you will.
Well, they have not been, and the Fever came into this game on a 3-game winning streak. They wanted to see if the Fever could continue to elevate from there, and we have seen that.
This due for a Toronto team trying to figure things out as they play through injuries. What does this do for them and their growth?
Well, you grow every single opportunity you come out and play. And one thing that we ask every single team is when you look at just growing up, what does that mean? But now, like you look at Toronto, the game has become global. We're starting to see more international players in our league, but also the opportunity going, and it's consistent throughout the game, but it's smooth from a standpoint. You know she's going back door. If you deny, she's quick enough, she's going to go back.
From an analytics standpoint, but how many of her points came from that back cut and those slashing? Dantas coming up with the loose ball, tips it to Cunningham, extra to Johnson for three. And the run.
I love how the fan gets so excited when, especially from a rookie standpoint. We love Raven Johnson and just the way that she plays, her energy, just the excitement of being out here on the floor.
Nurse able to nurse. Here's Dantas off the pump fake, attacking. And Tiani Key is
him out after that.
As Dantas gets, but when she gets them, she knows what is expected of her. 7 on the shot clock here for Nurse. Attacking. And Kia Nurse is going to head to
that knowledge and to know, like, hey, when I get in the game.
Leadership in the sense of what she says at practices, at shoot around, but what she's seen and how they can impact. That's all the stuff that people don't see. And Dantas gonna go back to the free thing before Coach Brondello got to it. She was talking to them. Leadership matters in this year vet.
Stephanie White.